Okay. Yeah. Cheers. Thank you for giving me some of your time. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I just want to ask you a few questions about your career so far, how things are going, and yeah, and I'll publish an article after about our interview. So I just want to start off with where it all began. So, what are your earliest memories of boxing, and what kind of inspired you to get into the sport?
Yeah, so started boxing when I was 7. Probably not like a typical story for most people. My mum actually got me into it. Lived like 2 minutes down from the gym. She took me down, and yeah, I've been there ever since. And then when I was 11, obviously started competing properly. Um, was quite good at it at the age of 13, and I got an England set up then, and I was on that then from 13 to about 18. Went on to the GB school from there. Spent about 2 years on there. Obviously got me got a good experience there, and then um, turned pro. And then just before the Olympics, obviously my weight got took out the Olympics, so obviously I couldn't compete in the Olympics then. Sort of dream got took away from me a little bit, so obviously explored other routes and went onto the pro ranks. And yeah, I'm 2 years in, 5 fights in, and yeah, I'm loving it.
Yeah. Sounds good. And yeah, so you're 5-0 now, and you last fought against Delmar Thomas, and you won on points very convincingly. How do you reflect on your last performance?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, for me, it was my first professional fight with a fighter with a winning record. So obviously, it was a good win for me. And yeah, I felt great in there. I mean, I was not well too good for him. I dominated it really, and it was a shame it was only 4 rounds. So obviously, I wanted to go a bit longer. I think if it was a bit longer, I would have stopped him. But yeah, apart from that, it was a good show to be on. Obviously, Joseph Parker, Joe Joy's show, so it was good to open up such a big show and to be part of that. And yeah, it was brilliant. But no, I was open to get another one before the end of the year, but obviously that hasn't worked out now. So take over Christmas and then hopefully get to it next year.
Yeah, no, that was a really great event. So yeah, it was good that you got on that show. That was a really good event.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I mean, obviously I was on very early. Obviously, it's not ideal fighting that early, but look, you can't grumble when you're fighting on such prestigious shows like that. You take what you can from it, and like I say, it was a good experience.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. What's it like? So obviously you're still early in your career, but you're undefeated. Do you have that kind of sense of like invincibility about you? Because when you're undefeated, you haven't lost yet. Do you feel like very confident at the moment and stuff? And
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, I'm confident at the minute. Like, obviously, my opponents haven't been obviously massively brilliant, so it's kind of hard to reflect to say like, how good you're actually doing until I actually face it. A tough task, a tough opponents. But yeah, so far so good, and yeah, I do feel good. And even when I'm sparring in the gym, I'm sparring the likes of Charlie Edwards and top oppositions like that. So I know where I'm at, and I know just recently sparred Kid Galahad, so I know what I'm sparring. Tough opponents, and so I know where I'm at really.
yeah. That sounds good. Sounds good. There's some good names. So what are your plans for 2023? Then what would be like your ideal kind of 2023?
So I've just got 2 fights penciled in now, so no, I'm really excited about the year now, and I'd like towards the end of the year to maybe try and get a title. I just want to be busy really. Like last year, I had a little few, had 2, 3 fights cancelled, and then things happened on it was out of my control that stopped me fighting. But next year, I'm open just to stay busy really, and then if an opportunity presents itself, try and get a title shot maybe. But look, I'm not looking too far into it. I just wanna stay busy really.
Have you got any dates then?
Yeah, I've just got 2 dates too. So first one's 10th of Feb. Shows haven't been announced yet, so I can't really announce exactly what's going on in that. But yeah, I've just got 2 dates too. So it's just something for me to look forward to now. No, it's over Christmas and then straight into camp, start of the new year.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And I see on Box, right, you got a nickname, the Tank. Where's that come from? Does that kind of relate to your style a little bit, or?
No, you know what? So in our gym, Joe sort of gives everyone the nicknames, and he just sort of come up with it, and you know what? It just stuck, and like I've sort of embraced it now. I wouldn't say like my style sort of like tank like Javante Davis. No, I'd say more of a slick fighter, but listen, I like to get stuck in as well. So, but yeah, like Joe, just give me the nickname, and it's just sort of stuck now.
Yeah, sure. Is there anyone you look up to? You're from Liverpool, right? So is there anyone you look up to that's been quite a few like world champions and stuff? Is there anyone you kind of want to like emulate in your career? In general.
So so like my favorite fighter is someone I've always tried to study and look up to a little bit is Lomachenko. I mean, obviously it's a big ask to sort of portray his career, but he's someone I really look up to. But obviously, like you say, from Liverpool, there's some brilliant champions from there, and we've always been a fighting city. The likes of the Smith brothers and that, and obviously I've had the pleasure to train with them for quite a bit, so they're always someone I look up to as well.
That sounds good. Yeah, that's a good environment to be in, definitely. In that, yeah, a good trainer and some really good fighters in the same gym as well. What would you say your what would you say your ultimate goal in boxing is? I guess it's kind of cliche to ask, but what would, when you finally, I guess, hang up your gloves eventually, how would you like to reflect back on your career?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the ultimate goal is obviously to be a world champion, and then amongst that, be a multi-weight world champion. You know what? Like obviously it's so early to say, but I feel like I've got such good people around me, and I'm on sort of the right path to do that. I've got a good team around me and stuff. But yeah, I just say, yeah, I want to be a world champion. I want to be someone look up and say, like I can say, I've come from nothing. So to build myself up and to make sure of myself, and to look back and say, yeah, I've done everything right, and I never duck no one, and yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds good. Just want to ask you a couple of questions about so I guess one of your stablemates, I'm not sure if he's a stablemate or not, but Liam Smith is fighting Chris Eubank Jr. in January. What do you think of the fight, and how do you see it going?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a brilliant fight. I think the styles are going to gel brilliantly. I don't think Chris has fought anyone such as Liam's level. I mean, I know he's fought Billy Joe, but I think like obviously Liam's style, watching Liam, like he's such a scary fighter. I can see. I think Liam will beat him definitely. But I think it'll be a good fight. I think it'll be a all-out war, and I can't see it going 12 rounds.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Liam Smith always comes forward, and I think Eubank doesn't mind a fight either. To be fair, so yeah, it should be a really great contest. Just got a final question for you as a professional boxer. There might be some aspiring ones watching. What's kind of like your weekly routine? What do you kind of get up to like on a kind of daily, like weekly basis? How's your kind of routine split up?
So train down at Gallagher's gym 3 days a week. I train twice a day, so I do my boxing in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I do me running of a night, and then a Tuesday or Thursday I do my S&C of a morning, and then I'll do me runs of a night, and then on a Saturday I'll do a little slim session on a Saturday, and then I'll rest on a Sunday. So yeah, that's a sort of breakdown to my week.
And does it change at all when you're in camp, when you've got a fight coming up? Or
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like especially when it comes to like sparring and stuff, that obviously things can change around. Could come in, I could be in 4 or 5 times a week, and then especially when it comes to the fight week, I'm normally in every day.
Right. Sure. And what about the nutritional side? When you haven't got a fight coming up, are you allowed to eat a little bit more? Are you allowed to be a little bit more lenient with your diet?
Yeah, listen, I've been known to balloon up a little bit, but I know I try just because like I'm a prospect, and you want to be as busy as possible. You can't really afford to go mad, because you want to be as busy as possible, and then if you are ballooning up, and then it's it's taking that few extra weeks to get the weight off. So no, I try not to balloon up as much, but I love my food. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, Callum, thank you very much for your time. I'm gonna write an article and I'll tag you in on LinkedIn. I really appreciate it. Yeah,
No worries. Thanks a lot.
and you're out in February, right? So yeah, I'll definitely.
February and then March. So hopefully a busy year for me.
Sounds really good. Sounds good. I'll definitely be watching. So yeah, thanks a lot, Callum, and yeah, enjoy the game.
Thanks, mate. Ta-ra, mate.
Cheers, mate.